Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Frieren. Suddenly hit me, I'm really tired right now. To be fair, it's been an interesting day of recording. Final episode of Demon Slayer, emotional episode of Vinland Saga, balls crazy episode of Kaguya. So now, it's time to kick back and relax with Best Elf Girl ASMR, Frieren. Last time around, we had the hero of the village, where Stark fought the dragon, and we realized that Stark is actually super OP and powerful, and was able to kill the dragon by accident, and gained his confidence, basically. And then, after that, the three of them departed to this town where they weren't allowed through the gate at first. However, the guardsmen soon realized who they were dealing with. Frieren, the great hero. And they were welcoming her with this great bombastic celebration, which she didn't really like. She's such an introvert. She doesn't really like that stuff. So yeah, but at the end of that, the three of them departed on their 10-year journey. That's pretty much where we left off. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's kick back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Let's get going. I didn't need this to get heavy, but here we are. All right. Oh. This is my, we gotta talk heavy stuff now position. Okay, so, that's an interesting thing, introducing racism, but it's not racism. This is racism, but Frieren was right. Who knew? Look. Surely there's, one demon out there who could be cool. But then again, what is cool? Actually, that's a valid point to bring up. We say, is there a demon out there who's cool, who can live harmoniously with humans? But in living harmoniously, all that means is they assimilate into human culture. What makes humans the dominant species here? That's honestly a good point. What season? Is season 5 of My Hero Academia. We're going to talk good stuff about that show, actually. Where there's a whole thing about one of the villains. They're, fighting this other villainous team. And they say, oh, don't you want to be normal? And she's just I am normal. To me. It's everything else that's rejected me. Why do I have to change for you? And yeah, fair enough, Because a lot of people would look at her and be like, well, she's a psychopath. And it's to her, the world is normal, Just... And it is a thing of, these demons, it's if anything, the demons, she says, they're beasts who learn to speak the same language as humans, basically. Language, they just use that as a hunting tool, That's what language is to them, as a hunting tool. So that they can hunt their prey, humans, more effectively. So that's the thing, they are wolves, basically. They are the lone wolves. They are animals. It's just that that's how they trick you, It even tricks the best of them. It tricked Himmel, It got Himmel, And Frieren now is the only one who sees through it, but that's because she's been around so long, Because she has a different view on the world, Now, I know you guys talked about, you guys mentioned in the comments of, what was it? I think it was episode 3, where, when she fought, Quam? Was that his name? All I remember is the Zoltrak was the spell. I think it was Quam. And you guys said that, when she talks about humans and mankind, like, pretty much anything not demon falls under mankind. So even she technically falls under mankind, as an elf. But, I mean, she is different, She is very much different. And so, she probably has this view. Most elves probably have this view on the world that's so much different. I mean, how does she view humans, like Fern and Stark, Like, she looks at them and thinks, here are creatures that are like us. They are like me, an elf. It's just that they don't live long, They don't live long at all. So, but I mean, like I'm kind of waiting for this moment, I'm kind of waiting for this moment where we also get this, like, yes, the demons are horrible. But I'm, like, and maybe it's just from watching so much other fiction where it's like, okay, but I'm waiting for the moment where the humans are also terrible, Like, and you'll get that on, like Doctor Who. Like, the Doctor will say how amazing humanity is. And then in the same breath, he'll say how awful humanity is, Like, so I'm, like, waiting for that moment. I'm waiting for her to say that. But, I mean, that's just not where we're at right now. Maybe we'll get there. But right now, it's just, Right now, it's demons. They are demons. Now, it's different from, like, the demons in Demon Slayer, because it's an interesting thing, like, looking at the two of these shows, where in this show, it's like, no, demons are a problem, and she's right about that demons are these horrific creatures. Whereas in Demon Slayer, they will say that, but they'll always make a point that the demons are not really, well, they'll say that, yes, demons are evil, but at the same time, they are victims. They are victims of the original demon, Muzan Kibutsuji, So it's an interesting thing. And I'm going to be honest, I saw a meme the other day. Of the, the crying, the crying person, and then the like, Giga Chad with the beard, except it was Tanjiro and Giga Chad Frieren. And Tanjiro was like, oh no, but the demons, they can't help it and stuff. And she's like, whatever. And she just blows up Nezuko, But that's the thing, is that even in Demon Slayer, Nezuko is an anomaly, Nezuko is an anomaly that she can exist and not, pretty much not be like every other demon, Like, that's a major plot point of the show, is that Nezuko is different. But in this show, what I gather is Frieren has not seen anything to the contrary, Like, that's the thing, is, for Himmel, he probably, this was maybe one of his first encounters, first questionings of demons. But then he gets to the end of that and he's like, yeah, no, that's... He gets to the end and is like, okay, I had to learn that the hard way, but that's it. I can't trust demons. I can't do that again, But for Frieren, it's not that she was, she's being racist or anything. It's like, she was acting on information she had for 1,000 years, For 1,000 years, she had seen every single demon being a demon, Now, whether or not she learned that lesson the hard way, like Himmel, we don't know. I'm going to bet maybe not, And that's another thing, too, is that, just because, we joke about, like, oh, she's an introvert. She just like me for real, Like, she's an introvert, but she gets really excited about these specific things and stuff like that. You can see a lot of yourself, in Frieren, and I actually do. But at the same time, it's an episode like this where it's like, yes, you do have to remember, though, she's different than the rest of us, you know? She's different to us humans, you know? And that's the thing. She is different. She even says, you know, she has, like, in her biology, she has no drive for a romantic relationship. She has no sexual drive even, you know? She has no drive in her to reproduce because her species doesn't work like that, you know? Now, maybe by the time, you know, maybe if she actually reached old age, maybe, but within her own species, I mean, she basically says, we're quietly going extinct because we don't reproduce and we live forever, you know? So that's just it. It's like her body makeup is so much different from ours, you know? So that's the thing. It wasn't just like, oh, she's racist, you damn demon, you get off my lawn and stuff. It's like, it's not that. It's literally, she's acting on her own knowledge, basically. She's acting on what she has seen for 1,000 years. And to be fair, she's correct about that, you know? It's like looking at, you know, the nature of a dog or a nature of a wolf or anything. It's like, that's what demons are. We say, like, oh, well, but they must be closer to us because they have, you know, because they have these, they must be closer to us because they talk like us, they look like us. It's like, but they only do that. That was just a way that they evolved to hunt better, you know? Every species evolves to hunt better. We got thumbs. Look at these things. They talk, we got thumbs. That's just kind of it, you know? That's just kind of that. So, in a sense, too, like, I remember, I think I saw somewhere, like even in us, like, yawning is an evolutionary trait that humans developed because the yawn was the signal so friggin' long ago that it was the signal of the person watching out. If that person yawns, it means we're all clear. You know, there's nothing out there that's going to put us in danger, so you yawn. That has now become, I am exhausted, and I am in a position where I can stop and rest, you know? In fact, dogs have picked that up. Dogs pick that up, too, because they're our hunting buddies, you know? Dogs pick that up, too. Dogs have gotten more facial expressions, you know? Like, they don't necessarily have a brow like we do, but they have been able to sort of kind of get a brow in order, and don't quote me on any of this, I'm not a fucking scientist, but still, but they have this so that they can communicate better with us, the person that's going out hunting with them, you know? So that's the thing, for demons, speech and understanding human emotion, to an extent, it's just part of the hunting. And it's such an interesting thing because you would think with this episode, with the setup, that it would just be, you know, that we would see like, oh, like, sort of racism, like, oh, well, Frieren, she's super old. No, but it's like, you would think like, it's the thing of like, oh, well, this racism, this prejudice against these demons, but what if, you know? But that's not it, you know? It could be. There could be a case in this show someday that there is a demon who's good. There, somewhere out there in the world of Frieren, there could be a Nezuko. But there's a lot of demons otherwise, you know? And I don't blame her, you know? For the same reason that you don't blame the Hashira being distrustful of Nezuko. Because why would they think that a demon could be like Nezuko, you know? So that's the thing. And yeah, in this episode, we see now we're learning that hard truth. Basically, and it's interesting because like this doesn't seem to be affecting, like we're not seeing this from the lens of Fern and Stark, you know? We did see this more through the lens of Himmel, you know? We are learning this hard lesson with him rather than our current protagonists, you know? And so that's a very interesting thing as well, you know? But now we see that, yes, because that's the thing is, these demons that are here right now for this peace talk, it is not good. They are not good. They are here to hunt, basically, you know? It's just that their tactics for hunting, in the same way that, like, you could have, like, a duck call, you know? You have a little duck call, you blow into it, it sounds like a duck, that lures all the ducks over, and then you hunt them, That's what they've done. Where we have a duck call, they have human speech. That's the thing. And what a fascinating way of doing that. Instead of going that route, instead of going the sort of anti-racism, and I don't even want to say this is racism. It sounds bad, but still. But it's that thing. It's like, it's not showing like, oh, but maybe there's some good. Maybe we got to give them all a chance. Like, this is showing basically, this is a fucking dangerous world, and you got to be careful. Maybe Nezuko does exist somewhere out there. There is that Nezuko out there. Maybe. But you gotta stay on your friggin' guard. Even something, as simple as like, oh, well, I have kept my father's room the same way. And then they walk away, and I didn't even clock that they said, demons don't have parents. As soon as they are born, they are abandoned, and that's why demons are the way they are, And that demon girl just saying, so, it's like, oh, so why do you call out for a mother that doesn't exist? And she says, because that stops humans, Like, that's it. That's what that word means, is a way of stopping humans. And yeah, after that, when his little demon girlfriend is like, what is a father? And he's like, I haven't a clue, Also, there was the whole familiarity thing with the casual thing between Stark and Fern. I mean, it's nice that she was respectful and everything, but that was also funny, where it's like, oh, Mr. Stark. See, I couldn't add the Mr. because then I would start screwing it up. Mr. Stark, could you help me with this? Like, oh, you don't have to say Mr. And it's like, Stark, hurry your ass up and get over it. It's like, I didn't mean be mean to me. I just, it's just the level of formality. We didn't have to be so formal with each other. We're supposed to be friends now. Just, I do like that they're not immediately like best buds. It's like, this is a 10-year thing we're going to be building up with these two, Like, they're not friends immediately. Where, Fern and Frieren grew up together. Well, not grew up together, but, Fern grew up pretty much with Frieren there. With Frieren around, Stark, he's new. And, yeah, we're going on this adventure, but we don't immediately have this, like, super grand connection, basically, So I like that. And also, last thing I'll say is, I do find it funny that it's like, oh, Frieren was able to actually wake up early on her own, and Fern is so amazed by that she's like, we have to reward this behavior, And then, yeah, the whole thing of, like, Stark doesn't know this. Like, you haven't told him this. He hasn't seen the past few episodes, so he doesn't know this stuff. But it's like, he doesn't know where we're going, and he doesn't know some of the intricacies of their relationship, Ugh, excuse me. But still. So, that's all really nice and good. It's the nice little good things on top of the heavy topics for this episode, Like, I came here to relax, and you're throwing, like, racism and it's animalcism, I don't know. Animosity? Haha. I don't know. But it's fine. It's all nice and good. And I'm curious to see where we're going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Frieren reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.